Hi, I'm Kurt Vincent with the Bladen Journal. Welcome to the Saturday Show. My guest today is Dawn Madden. She's the Executive Director of the Bladen County Habitat for Humanity group. Welcome, Dawn.
Thank you.
I appreciate you coming. First of all, tell us a little bit about your background prior to being named Executive Director.
Okay. I've got a degree from Western Carolina University in social work, and after graduating there, I went to work with Highlands Catchers Hospital as the Director of Social Services, and then started having children and decided, that I needed to be at home for a while, but really felt like I needed to be doing more in the community. So I became involved with different charity events and also philanthropic things. I served on the Board of Social Services in Jackson County for 2 terms, also a free dental clinic, and several other things, but just felt like my niche was in the community.
Right.
And we moved to Elizabethtown 4 years ago and decided, that I needed to figure out how to get involved here as well.
Right.
So Jim Cole had contacted me, and all started from there, and that was in January.
Right. Now, have you always had an interest in Habitat for Humanity, or is it something that's relatively new?
It's relatively new. I've always heard of Habitat, but have never been involved myself. So I'm excited about all that's ahead.
Right, that's great. Now, how long has Bladen County had a chapter for humanity?
Since 1998 is when a group got together, started talking about what they could do and how they could get involved. And since then, they've been fairly active. They've had a lot of groups, gotten together to help volunteer, and they've built 8 homes since 1998.
Okay.
They've been able to build 1 home in each community in Bladen County, and hopefully we can continue to do that.
I imagine over the years it's gotten progressively more active and
It
involved.
sure has. It sure has. There was a little bit of a lull, and hopefully we can get things started again and get people interested.
Right. Okay. Now, you said they built 8 homes in the county already. Are there any more scheduled at this point?
Well, that's where we're at right now. We're taking applications. We're also, looking for volunteers to help us, get started again.
Right. Okay. Now, what is the process from application to selection to move-in, I guess?
Okay. Well, basically all anybody has to do is come by and get an application from me. My office is in the fitness center. Give me a telephone call. I can meet somewhere. I can mail them an application. After the application's filled out and we receive it, it goes through to a selection committee. They review the application, and there is 3 criteria for qualifying, and that is need, the ability to partner with Habitat, and the ability to pay. And when I say partner with Habitat, they do have to put in 250 hours of sweat equity, so they are helping build their own home.
Right, and that can be from the family that will live there right on through their family,
Absolutely.
friends, anybody.
Absolutely, absolutely. Their children can even put in volunteer hours and apply towards those 250.
And that gives them an added investment, I guess, in the whole process. That's
Absolutely.
great. Now, you mentioned the fact that you need volunteers. Are there any specific kind of volunteers you need, or just anybody?
Anybody. There's no specific skill requirement. Anybody that's willing. We have committee, that people can serve on. There are ways that people can serve food, when people are building the homes. There are group builds. Churches can get involved, different groups can come out. Landscape, if you have a talent in painting,
Right.
there's many ways. And
Hammering, sawing,
Exactly.
electrical, plumbing, anything.
Exactly.
Okay.
And on the committees, people can be mentors to the families. They can, provide education classes. There's so many different ways.
Right.
So.
Okay. Now, what have you been busy with since you've been named Executive Director, which has been about 2 or 3 months ago?
Right. Basically, setting up the office and getting things in order as far as the committees, finding volunteers to serve on those committees. There's so many different working aspects to to Habitat, and I'm one person, so
Right.
you know, I'm trying to just take it one step at a time, and that's where the volunteers come in, you know.
Right, and I know some of the volunteers, and they're terrific people, and they're very dedicated to this effort. I imagine fundraising is another aspect of the whole thing too.
Right. We'll be having another fundraiser in October. I know in years past they've done auctions and dinners, and Bladen's Got Talent last year, and we'll be doing that again, but be looking for some new added twists to that, and then also some smaller events throughout the year.
Right. Well, that's great. Now, are there any other events that are planned? I imagine the bottom line, the big event you want to do is start building a house.
Right.
Is there anything planned for sure in the immediate future?
In the works. We're in the works, yes.
To be announced.
Right.
Gotcha. Now, how can folks contact you or the chapter if they want to volunteer or apply the best way? You mentioned you're in the fitness center, which is HealthWorks down on West Broad Street. But is there a phone number or something?
There is. You can call me at 910-549-4123, or you can email me at bladenhabitat@gmail.com.
Okay, and that's for volunteering or applying or anything? Great.
That's right.
Okay. Well, Dawn, I appreciate you spending this time and giving us this information. Hopefully we can urge folks to come out and help and,
that would be great.
And apply.
That would be great. Thank you.
Great. Well, we appreciate all you're doing. Thank you all for joining us on the Saturday show. You all have a good week.